Hey, what is up, investors? So in this video, we're going to be covering blockchain mining stocks again, because as you know, this is an area that is evolving very quickly with things that are going on in China, here in the United States. And of course, the price of all these cryptocurrencies are very much fluctuating right now. We're seeing a big correction that has been going on, and then a lot of volatility, more so than usual in the whole crypto space. So there has been new developments, there's been new tweets by Elon Musk, there's been new things going on in China. So let's cover all that in this video. So as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor and please be sure to smash, destroy, and annihilate that like button, because it helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm and helps spread these videos to more people that might find it interesting. Also, subscribe if you have not already. And if you're interested in being a Patreon and joining the private Discord, I have one. The link is in the description. Now let's get to it. Crypto, all I see is red. So everything for as far as cryptocurrencies go at the moment is all in the red. We still have Bitcoin right now below $40,000, which is a price that not a lot of people like seeing it in, unless you're somebody that is looking to really buy a lot of it and liking the current pullback. But for people that are holding a good amount of it and have not been buying Bitcoin recently, they're not really liking seeing those gains go away. And I'm also one of those people. As far as the other one, so we got Ethereum. Ethereum has some growing pains going on, in my honest opinion. Ethereum had made so many large moves in just a short amount of time. I mean, looking at the price of Ethereum, the price that is currently sitting at is the same price it was back on April 27th. And if you really just take into account all this right here, I mean, this is the market moving way too fast, in my opinion, and we were bound to see some sort of pullback anyways. You can't just expect, like, everybody expects these things to just always go up and there never be any sort of take back, and that's what we're seeing. I think that it completely makes sense with Ethereum. I think that Ethereum has so many things going forward that is attached to it, and so many people were just buying it just from the recent hype that happened leading into the SNL episode. And I think where we're at with Ethereum, I mean, pulling back a little bit here over the last 3 months, really you can't really complain about where Ethereum is sitting unless you're somebody that bought it at the top thinking that it was never going to slow down or show any signs of a resistance. But this resistance, even though it's a lot, we're talking about thousands of dollars here, the resistance itself is not really that bad. And it just really is what kind of investor you are. If you're somebody that is very that is used to volatility, then you shouldn't be. Honestly, you shouldn't be worried about what the price of Ethereum is doing. If you're somebody that's been buying into it for, say, 6 months, I mean, looking at this, any sort of growth that any sort of stock does that looks like this, you would usually be cautious of buying a stock like that. But as far as cryptocurrencies go, I think that people were buying these things thinking that there was never going to be any sort of pullback going on. So I don't know. I don't know what to really say about people that are so angry about the prices of these cryptocurrencies going down. Same with Dogecoin here. Looking at Dogecoin from the last 3 months, I mean, Dogecoin was not even worth a cent yet. Even back in December of 2020, January 2020, Dogecoin didn't really start making any sort of moves until April of 2021. So if you understand that Dogecoin is so new with these gains that it's currently been making, then you should be used to this volatility as well, and shouldn't be surprised if you're somebody that hopped on the train here at 53 cents, 60 cents, or one of those people that bought it at 70 cents during the SNL episode. If you're somebody that did that, you have to expect that these things don't run at a straight line up. I mean, that's literally what Dogecoin was doing at the time. If we look at Dogecoin on May 4th, I mean, literally, that looks like a line going straight up. You have to expect that these things are going to pull back. It's just common sense with anybody that's an investor that you're going to be seeing stuff like that. And I think that the price that Dogecoin is currently sitting at is really good in comparison if you think about how far Dogecoin has come. I mean, May 1st basically Dogecoin was the same price as it is right now. And like 3 weeks later, everybody's freaking out saying Dogecoin's never going to recover. It's like, what are you talking about? Dogecoin is just at a price that it was at just 3 weeks ago. It just moved so much on hype that the coin got to a value that wasn't sustainable. And we're talking about people that were just jumping on this at these prices to just quickly sell it. I mean, for a lot of people, one of the big catalysts for their Dogecoin was to literally sell it during the SNL episode that Elon Musk was on, and that's what they did. They sold it, and that was their entire play, and that was their investment for Dogecoin. And some of them have invested back in, and some haven't. So keep that in mind. That's basically what has happened with Dogecoin. So if you're somebody that wants to see your Dogecoin go up, the best thing to do is always hold on to it, in my opinion, not financial advice, just to keep that in mind. Now, to look at the blockchain stocks, I mean, we're not really seeing them do too well here lately. The ones that we follow, Mara, Riot, SOS, CleanSpark, the 9, and HIVE blockchain. Now, on this particular day, we see a little bit of green, but for the most part, nothing's doing too well. And in comparison to how things have been going, we've just been seeing a lot of pullback that has come along. But when we look at the price of Riot over the last 6 months, and we compare that to like what Riot was doing in February of 2021, how it had gone up so high in such a short amount of time, because in the beginning of February, Riot was priced at where it's at right now. And then as Bitcoin had moved up in value, of course, that brought a lot of the more interest into these blockchain stocks. A lot of people like buying into Bitcoin on the market through that route. And that's when we saw Riot stock go up these really high levels above $79, almost at $80 a share. Now, something I also want to bring up with Riot is where Riot was at its highest peak here in February. We got Riot in March, we got Riot in April, and we have Riot in May. So just some examples here. The price of Riot in the beginning of May is completely half the price of Riot at its highest point in February. And when we look at Bitcoin, which is where Riot's getting all of its revenues from, the prices of Bitcoin during that time, the highest point in February, is actually not as high as the highest point in March or the highest point in April or the highest point in May. So keep that in mind with these blockchain stocks, that there still is a good amount of people that are just buying these on hype, and that's affecting the price of them a lot. But I think that now with the whole correction that's going on, I think we're waiting out a lot of those paper hand people that are just buying them for those short-term gains, and we could possibly be getting more long-term holders within these. And to go to something that Elon Musk just recently said about cryptocurrencies, he was talking that he spoke with the North American Bitcoin miners, and they committed to publish current and planned renewable usage and to ask miners worldwide to do so, potentially promising information here. So things to look forward to with what the prices of Bitcoin will be doing. I mean, a lot of the concern on the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that has to do with the miners, has to do with what China is saying. And China is really dictating a lot about what the price is doing. But at the same time, I don't think that China is that much of a concern, in my honest opinion. Now, I want to get to this article here now. And it says that Chinese Providence proposes social credit blacklisting of Bitcoin miners. Report: Inner Mongolia issued a new ruling on crypto mining that, if violated, would see Bitcoin miners blacklisted by the Chinese credit system. And it goes on to say, following the news of coming crackdowns on Bitcoin mining in China, the provincial government of Inner Mongolia has now proposed that those who violate new ordinances be blacklisted from the country's social credit system, according to local reports. This means that illegal Bitcoin miners within the province, if caught, would face limited access to financial products, blocks to foreign travel, and more, according to sources. The report indicates that the punishment would be applied not only to individuals, but also to cloud service providers, internet companies, and even internet cafes that illegally mine cryptocurrencies. So what it basically just sounds like is China's still at where they were. They're still wanting more cleaner, environmentally friendly sources of energy being used to mine Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. As far as everything here in the United States, everybody's already going that route. Everybody is already going the cleaner energy route. And even the companies that are publicly traded that we talk about on this channel, like SOS and the 9, they're also going that route as well. They're already compliant if that was the case. Now, I think that at the same time, if we get rid of some of these smaller cryptocurrency mining miners out there, we can possibly be seeing a better block reward. I mean, just slightly, because a lot of these bigger guys are pumping out more energy increasing their servers and all that stuff. So I think though we might be seeing some better block rewards coming for Mira and Riot and SOS and everybody else. So hopefully that could be very beneficial to be looking at, and we'll have to see how that all plays out. Now, anyways, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. I'll have another update, of course, coming out very soon. But please like, share, comment, and subscribe. New videos coming out all the time. Thank you for watching.